Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Ethicast. I'm your host, Bill Coffin. Our guest today is Tyler Dean Kempf, creative director of Second City Works, the professional development division of the iconic Second City Comedy Theater. Tyler is an award-winning Second City trained improviser, writer, director, and learning facilitator who's been teaching the tenets of improv to business leaders around the world for over a decade. Tyler is one of the comedy masterminds behind Real Biz Shorts, the world's largest collection of comedic short videos dedicated to risk areas in ethics and compliance. Real Biz Shorts are around 2 minutes long, they're super relatable, and they're legitimately funny, which makes them really memorable and effective ways to communicate around potentially sensitive topics such as conflicts of interest, bribery, fraud, anti-harassment, and more. Real Biz Shorts have racked up more than 20 million views to date, and they're used by more than 300 Fortune 1000 companies. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Comedy Mastermind. I think I'm going to add that now to my byline on anything that I do.
Well, before we get into Real Biz Shorts, can you talk a little bit about your role as comedy mastermind, as creative director with Second City Works?
Yeah, so my role as creative director of Works is very it's widespread. So my role is to oversee all of our creative content and talent on our client-facing programming, and that is in learning and development, entertainment, and in video production. So we travel the world and we bring these skills of improv to people at their places of work. We do those virtually as well. We will provide entertainment for big corporate events, live improv shows, custom written sketch comedy reviews, even like original musicals we've done in the past. And then video production, like we're here to talk about today. We can create custom content for clients, or as you mentioned, we have our own library of videos that we call Real Biz Shorts.
Now, one of my favorite descriptors of Real Biz Shorts is that they're not just work funny, they're funny, right? And it's true. I mean, they're actually really funny videos. You know, the thing about Real Biz Shorts is that it reminds us that laughter is a really great way to make messaging and learning stick. And we've all experienced how something funny stays with us in ways that it may not otherwise. But can you explain why that is?
Absolutely. There's behavioral science that supports this idea that when you bring humor into a learning environment, the participant or the student becomes more, the participant or the student is more receptive to the message. It drops a barrier, if you will, right? When we laugh, it's the most vulnerable that we can be in any space. And so if we're laughing and we're receiving that information at the same time, it's going to stick with us. So that down the line, when we find ourselves in a situation that reminds us of something that we learned in the past through that comedic lens, it is triggered very quickly, and we know what to do in that moment based on what we learned.
Now, at this year's Global Ethics Summit, you and your colleagues demonstrated the co-creation process as a way to generate content that's really engaging and impactful. And I remember I was there, and some of the resulting improv really cracked me up. I think there was a conflicts of interest kind of bit around Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
That's right.
It just slew me. I loved it. So, can you talk us through about what that kind of process looks like, the co-creation process, I mean, and more importantly, why does that work so well? Because people at the time, they were into it. They were really into it.
It's tried and true with the Second City way. If you were to come see a Second City show when we are in the middle of what we call process, the development of a brand new Second City review, our third act of our show, which sometimes is fully improvised, often it's most fully improvised. That's actually a space that we use to try out brand new material in front of the audience. So we're getting suggestions from the audience. We're immediately implementing them into scenes and creating scenes in the moment. And then the next day in rehearsal, we may take that scene and attempt to do it again in a different way based on the direction from our director. So if you come see a Second City show when we're developing a new show, what you laugh at and what you don't laugh at absolutely informs what scenes make it into the final show. So when we're creating content for Real Biz Shorts and we have an opportunity to work with folks in the ethics and compliance area, that is such a treat for us because that is our audience. Those are the folks that we're trying to connect with. When we know what they're laughing at, it lets us know when we're headed in the right direction.
So, are there any particular challenges or opportunities that you have noticed with using this humor-based approach to learning and messaging with ethics and compliance professionals? Or to put it less delicately, does this profession have a particularly good sense of humor or not?
It depends on the company. Uh, it, But to be honest with you, yeah, it's a delicate line, right? There are some topics that we're covering that are ripe for hilarity. There are others that are pretty darn sensitive, and
Mhm.
we never want to in any way make a victim or really anybody who could feel victimized the butt of any joke whatsoever.
Yeah.
Something that we've been working on in the last couple of years when we're developing this content is what we call the Ted Lasso effect, right? We want to make sure that every person who is watching these videos can relate to the scenario and not feel like they themselves are being poked fun at. Or being shown as the example of what not to do. So we often now in these newer videos that we've been doing, if there's any character that at any point is doing something in the wrong way, we try to pivot and show them have that aha moment and learn from it, so that nobody feels like they are essentially becoming the villain or being villainized in the sketch. That being said, there are some topics that we've covered in the past that just do not invite humor into that space. We have animated videos on human trafficking and
Mhm.
also on uh, looking into your third party partners to see if they in any way participate in modern slavery. That's not funny. Nothing about that is funny. But
Yeah.
we are master storytellers, right? We understand how to tell a story here at the Second City. So we feel comfortable creating informative videos in a very accessible way to an audience on subjects that otherwise would not be funny.
You mentioned being master storytellers. One of the iron laws of storytelling, of course, is show, don't tell. So, to that end, I understand you've got some content you'd like to share that kind of exemplifies some of the things you're talking about, some of the techniques that you use.
Oh, that's right. We have a video that's just about to be released in our new batch of Real Biz Shorts videos for our ethics and compliance customers. This one is around gifts and entertainment policies. So I'm going to go ahead and show that to you right now.
Are you like me and always guessing whether the gifts you give to clients cross the line? Then Underwhelming Gifts LLC is the best online gift shop for you. Please like and share. Hi, I'm Paula, and I run Underwhelming Gifts LLC out of my basement. Before I was retired, I was always unclear as to what was a safe gift. That's why I created Underwhelming Gifts LLC. That and my husband said I was in the house too much. So what do we carry? We specialize in gifts that no one could possibly consider a bribe. You have a client that golfs? Check this out. Sure, he might want to play a full 18, but just think of the fun he could have without ever leaving the office. So he could get his golf on and no one thinks you're being extravagant. You know what else is free? Hitting like and share. Is your client a theater lover? Thinking of getting them tickets to a Broadway show? Don't do that. Instead, get them 2 tickets to an amateur magic show starring you. Abracadabra, the client disappeared. Just kidding. She liked it. And you liked this video and shared it. Like and share. Like and share. Is your client a foodie? I've got you covered. Homemade yogurt is both popular and memorable. Who could turn away curdled milk that you let culture in your basement? Not me. I'll take 5 bags, please. Nothing bonds people like fermentation and gastroenterological chance. Well, that's about it for today's episode of Underwhelming Gifts LLC. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, please, please, like and share. Like and share. Like and share.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
I feel particularly seen over the like and share prompts again and again. And again. So, oh man, that was terrific. Now I have to ask, so now when you're creating content like this, I mean, it's legitimately funny, but how do you balance the pursuit of comedy with the pursuit of messaging around topics that ordinarily kind of defy humorous presentation? How do you make sure that you don't sacrifice one in service of the other?
It's a great question. And I will tell you, for us, message matters more than anything. When we're getting together in a writer's room to develop the content for our next round of videos, the first thing that we do is dive deep into the topics that we know we want to cover, into the different nuances of those particular areas, and what lessons our customers have told us they want to teach their employees within their organization. That is at the core of what we do. So at Second City, if you come see one of our shows, and we're doing satire, at the core of any satirical sketch is what we call a point of view. And that's a one-sentence statement about society or politics. We take that same concept of point of view and when we're developing our videos for Real Biz Shorts. The point of view of our scenes is the lesson that our clients want their employees to learn. And so we make sure that is at the core of everything that we write around that, the scenarios that we come up with, and the different ways that we can exemplify those behaviors in the workplace, that they're all supporting that particular point of view. We can find humor in any scenario, but the skeleton has to be rooted in the lesson that we are teaching.
So I guess my most important question for you today is, if people want to reach out to you directly and they want to commission something special with Real Biz Shorts, where can people go to learn more?
That's realbizshorts.com, baby. And that is biz with a Z. And so you can go to that website. You can see example videos from our library. You can see some nice reels of several videos altogether. And of course, you can connect with us at works@secondcity.com. And we will get back to you very, very quickly with some information for you.
Fantastic. Well, Tyler, I'm a big fan of what you guys do. So thank you so much for coming on the show today, for sharing your content and for sharing your insights with us.
Thanks for having me, Bill. I appreciate it.
To request a demo and a free Real Biz Shorts video, please visit ethisphere.com and hit the resources tab to learn more about Real Biz Shorts. I'm Bill Coffin, and this has been the Ethicast. For more episodes, please visit the Ethisphere YouTube channel at youtube.com/ethisphere. And if this is your first time enjoying the show, please make sure to like and subscribe. I can't even say it with a straight face after the video, but please make sure to like and subscribe either on YouTube or on our podcasting platforms at Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon Music. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, remember, strong ethics is good business.